motivation, encouragement, empowerment. You need inspiration. A little bit of. Welcome, welcome, welcome to On Fire to Inspire. I am your host, Aaliyah, your purpose midwife, aka Miss On Fire to Inspire. I want to thank y'all so much for joining us this beautiful, beautiful Tuesday evening. You could have been doing anything else and been anywhere else, but you chose to spend it with us. And for that, we're totally grateful. We are going to celebrate tonight. We're celebrating National Poetry Month. April, one of the celebrations in the month of April is National Poetry Month, and we are excited about having two of our guests that will be joining us tonight, sharing their gifting. And so we're excited about that. But before I do so, I want y'all to do me a favor. I'm going to be thanking our sponsors like I do every week. But as I'm thanking our sponsors, I want y'all to hit that share button, because as you're hitting the share button, where you're on, whether you're listening on Facebook Live, we are also streaming on LinkedIn, and we're streaming in on YouTube. So y'all go ahead and share, because you're going to be blessed by their giftings. So I'm going to thank our sponsors. So y'all hang around while I thank our sponsors, and then we're going to get in with our guests. Okay. So I want to thank our sponsor, my big brother and pastor, Ricky D. Surratt. He has a book entitled Leadership Inside Trajectory. And if you are a leader, you definitely have to have this in your arsenal. So you want to get this book, and it's called workfaith.com. Yes, workfaith.com. I think. Great evening. And Tamina, am I saying that right? I'm having a brain blur. Is it workfaith.com? Workfaith.com to get this book? I am having a brain blur, but I think that's it. Workfaith.com to get a copy of Leadership Inside Trajectory. And then secondly, we have my big sister, and she's actually one of our guests tonight. And she's another one of our sponsors with her book called Just Be You. So y'all got to go get this. This is out on her website called A Poetic Ministry. And it's like a tree, ministry, a poetic ministry.com, and you can get Just Be You. When I tell y'all, it's I Work Faith on the other one. I'm sorry, y'all. I know it was something in that effect. So on Leadership Inside Trajectory is iworkfaith.com. And this one, Just Be You, is on A Poetic Ministry, and it's like ministry.com. So you all can go get those copies of those books and get totally, totally blessed with the leadership book, with the poetry. I mean, when I tell you the prophetic flow is just such a blessing, it is absolutely that. And if you haven't already gotten my coloring book, ladies, I'm telling you, this is so much. When I tell you self-care it's not something that needs to be an option anymore. Self-care is a mandatory, essential part of being the best version of who God has called us to be. So this coloring book, and if you're not a person that likes to color, which it is affirmational coloring and just reminding you of who you are throughout, if that is not you, guess what? I still got a journal for you too. You got your affirmational journal, so you can actually go and get any of these on out on Amazon. You can go to Walmart.com for the coloring book too as well. All right, so we are finished with our sponsors. Thank y'all so much for all of our sponsors for tonight. And thank you everyone who's joined. Y'all hit that share button, because we're about to bring our guests on. I see that both of my guests have arrived. So we're going to be bringing Heddi up, because we know that she's not going to be able to stay with us long this evening. But we appreciate her, because y'all, she is just really awesome. And y'all don't understand, at the time that she's doing this, she's just being a blessing on top of the blessing that she already is. So welcome back to On Fire to Inspire, my sister. How are you? We got you on mute. You're on mute right now.
Greetings, beloved. Greetings. I am fine. How's everybody out there this afternoon?
We are great. We're great. So to those who, have never heard of you or never heard of On Fire to Inspire, I want you to introduce yourself, and then you just flow just as God has called you to. And you're looking beautiful and glowing tonight.
Thank you so very much. It
You
truly is an honor to be with you, Aaliyah, as always. I am Heddi J. Simmons. I am the owner of a poetic ministry, and I literally write words for the soul, leaving you whole. The book is, the website is still under construction, but the book can be purchased at thebookpatch.com, and you just search Just Be You, and they can come out to you. They won't be signed, but they will come out to you. Aaliyah, you know, God is always in the forgiving business. I'm literally in Charleston. My brother had a massive stroke, and I just have to share this because the Lord allows us to be who we are. And I'm always saying, just be you. Within the being, one of the things and one of the ways that He allows us to be is through being forgiven and forgiving. So I'm going to flow in what it talks about, and I'm going to entitle this The Dangers of Forgiving, of Unforgiveness. Let me tell you what's going to happen to you when you don't do what God has called you to do. And I'm not talking about the tasks that He has you to do on a daily basis. I'm talking about what you do that causes your own waste. You see, God says we are to forgive. We are to forgive in order to live. But in order to live, we have to give. We have to give up what we think has messed us up. And what we think has messed us up are things that we hold on from the past. We hold on daily so much until these things will always last, but they shouldn't last to a point that it clogs up our spiritual flow. When you forget or refuse to forgive, you walk into something that you really don't know. You see, the dangers of forgiveness will keep you standing still. The dangers of unforgiveness will allow you not to be in God's will. But see, the funny thing about all of this is that Satan will cause you to remember the hurt. He will cause you to remember everything that was done to you that we call dirt. But the thing that we should always do is let go and let God. Let go of the things that have hurt you, that made you feel so hard, and let God come in with His love, and let forgiveness come in and flow, and let that be our land. You see, our land is the thing that God causes us to do. He causes us to do in a way that will always show us truth. If you're holding on to something or someone who has hurt you, let it go. Let it go. And let God show you His truth. Let it go, I say, because you never know when is your day. You're not going to know the day that's going to come and then all your work should have been done. But if you daily don't let go and walk in unforgiveness, that's the worst thing you can do when you move and not flow with this. So I say to you, let it go. Let God flow. Trust Him in your heart, and He will show you which way to start. Don't hold on to something that you know the enemy is holding on for you from within. Because when you refuse to forgive, you won't know who God is and you will never win. So let go. Don't be into the rut of the dangers of unforgiveness. Don't do this. Don't do this. If you're hurting right now, let it go. If you don't know which way to go, trust God and He will show you. He will show you and you will have a flow. Let it go. It's not worth it. Let it go because God's in the know. Let it go, I say. Let it go. Yes, God sees exactly what happened, but if you can let go and forgive, and God comes in and show you His way, you will surely live. Let it go. Don't fall into the pitfall of the dangers of unforgiveness. As always, I bring you peace.
Absolutely beautiful. And it's called Let It Go. Let it go.
Let it go.
Amen. Amen. And amen. And if we were at on the poetry scene, I would be snapping for you because it's so truth, so much truth with that. And we thank you. We thank you again. Y'all, Hetty is in the hospital room with her brother, who had the massive stroke. Just was it a week ago?
It was on Resurrection Sunday,
Okay.
but even through all of this, God is using our baby brother to bring the family back together. And all of us decided to forgive and let go. All of us decided because it's something we have to do. If we don't forgive, we won't enter into the kingdom of heaven. It's that important. And I'm sorry for the noise because I thought I was in a corner in the nursing station by myself. But people are coming in, so if you hear the noise, that's what you're hearing. Please let it go. Please let it go. I beg of you, please let it go. and let God show you which way to flow. Please let it go. That's just all in my heart. It's just in my heart. Just let it go, guys. Let it go. Please let it go. Let it go.
We thank you because so many people needed to hear that. If nothing else you said tonight, if they heard those few words right there, those three words, let it go,
Let
let
it
it
go.
go. Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much for sharing. Our prayers are with you. People are saying in the comments that they're praying for you and your family. And again, we
Thank you.
thank God for you and sharing your gift with us tonight. Blessings, blessings.
Thank
All
you.
right.
Thank you. As always, I bring you peace and thank you so much for the platform. I love you so much.
Love you too. Thanks again.
Okay. Bye bye.
Well, great, great, great. So we're getting comments from all platforms, from Facebook, from LinkedIn, and YouTube. Thank y'all so much for sharing. I tell y'all, she has such an anointing and such a gift. And one thing I love to say with poetry is not necessarily something. When I thought about poetry back in the day, I thought about poetry rhyming, right? Because that's what we learned in school. But poetry just flows, especially when you're gifted the way that she is. And if you heard her testimony, she didn't even like poetry, but God gave it to her as the Twin Towers were coming down. God gave it to her, and she's been flowing ever since. I mean, she was dreaming about it as it was happening, and so God gave her that gifting, and it's just happened as a result. Well, again, we thank Heddi, and prayers are with she and her family, her brother, um, as he's recuperating and bringing healing to the family. If nothing else, God is bringing healing through his life, you know? So we give God praise for that. So, y'all, I tell you, tonight's show, we're celebrating poetry, but at the same time, it's still ministry. It's still ministry. It's all about you getting what's your portion out of whatever you take your piece, take your bite, right? Okay, so our next guest, y'all, he is called the Traveling Poet. His name is Jeff Dalton, and this is his first time on Friday Inspire. So I want y'all to welcome my new brother Jeff. Welcome to On Friday Inspire, Jeff. How are you
Hey,
doing?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well. So Jeff, tell us where you're tuning in from this evening with us.
Okay. Well, my name is, Jeff Dalton, and such a pleasure being online with you right now. Um, I'm known as a traveling poet. My ministry is actually traveling poetry, and you can follow me on Facebook, traveling poetry at Facebook.
Traveling Poet.
Um, yeah.
Okay, they can follow you that way. Perfect. All right. Well, I am going to hop off and let you flow as God has led you to with your piece tonight. Okay.
Okay. Well, many of my poetry comes from real life experiences that I've had. And many times it starts off um, challenging, but it always ends in hope because that's the kind of God we serve. Things can get really challenging, but with God, it always ends in hope. Eh, You know, um, there's this one poem I'd like to share with you guys called I Am Indestructible Why. And it's basically about um, some people in my life that I thought loved me and I loved them, but really they were just out to use me and scam me and stuff. And how God took my situation and had me rise above it. So here we go. I'm indestructible. Why? You can call me ugly, trashy, and say no one would want me. You can call me crummy, unworthy, and unseemly. You can call me names causing me to doubt my identity. But one thing your names won't be able to do is destroy me. Why? Because God is for me, not against me, and always with me. He has made me indestructible, unbreakable, and unstoppable. He has declared me excusable, forgivable, and pardonable. And to him I am lovable, treasurable, and remarkable. You can use me, manipulate me, and steal from me. You can act like you love me while in secret be my enemy. You can pretend to be for me and really be against me. Then when you're done throwing me out like left out coffee, the one thing you won't be able to do is destroy me. Why? Because my God is for me, not against me, and always with me. It has made me indestructible, unbreakable, and unstoppable. And has declared me excusable, forgivable, and vulnerable. And to him I'm lovable, treasurable, and remarkable. You can talk bad about me and spread rumors about me. You can try to get people to leave me and reject me. You can try to get people to turn against me and turn their backs on me. The one thing people won't be able to do is destroy me. Why? Because my God is for me, not against me, and always with me. It has made me indestructible, unbreakable, and unstoppable. And has declared me excusable, forgivable, and pardonable. And to him I'm lovable, treasurable, and remarkable. After everything is said and done, and you find me still not undone, wondering and pondering, asking yourself why, I am still existing, still standing. Even though the answer might be hard for you to digest, it's because your worst is no match for his best. So I don't know how many of you can relate out there. How many of you have been abused before, taken advantage of, used and used up? Well, this is one thing that, we need to say to our abusers that, you know what? I'm still standing because God is still with me. He's always going to be with me. And, it's interesting that Haiti talked about forgiveness because that's a big thing. The only reason why we can forgive is because we got to realize that, you know what? People's worst is no match for God's best. And that is so, so true.
Yes, Jeff, that was absolutely beautiful. I love it. I love it. I'm indestructible. Why? When I tell you, if you see all of the clapping and the hands raising and
Wow.
yes over in the comments, I mean, you're getting yes and amen, and we're getting this on all of the platforms. And so when I tell you your gifting is a blessing, and you continue to do and be that light in this world of darkness. Be that light that God has called you to. Don't try to be anybody else. Be that indestructible you that you are. Because you're shining. That blessed me. You see, I had to pop on and I was like, yes. I'm like, absolutely, yes. So I definitely appreciate you sharing with us. And I appreciate Dr. Lorinda for connecting us, because that's my girl, and
Yes.
connecting us. Truly, truly a blessing. And have you started on that book yet?
Actually, I have. Yeah. I have.
Pastor Tamina said that was absolutely powerful. So it was
Thank you.
absolutely powerful. It was absolutely powerful. And you just keep going. You stay in that vein of when anyone comes with something other than what you want to hear, you replay that in your head. Yeah, you know what? I'm indestructible. I don't even hear you because I'm indestructible,
Yeah.
And that's what some of us need to hear tonight. We needed to hear tonight. We needed the reminder that we're indestructible. And number two, we needed to let some things go and let God flow. So you two tonight, just excuse me, you two tonight just we couldn't have planned it this way because I had no clue what either of you were doing. I just said, God, have your way with both of you. And so I thank you. I thank you both. I give God praise for your gifting, and I thank you both for just sharing in your own way and being the gift that you are and a blessing that you are, to the gift of the body of Christ and to the kingdom of God. We appreciate you.
Thank you. Appreciate you too.
You're welcome. And do you have a time frame that that book will be coming out?
I don't.
Okay. Okay. Well,
Yeah.
so you'll say to be announced or to be determined. So we'll be looking for that, Jeff. We're gonna be looking for great things from you, and make sure you come on back and share with us.
Okay. Yeah, that'd be great. I'd
All
really like
right.
that.
Great, great, great. Well, thank you again for sharing, and we appreciate you.
Okay.
All right, y'all. That was Jeff Dalton, aka the Traveling Poet. And y'all, that was such a beautiful, beautiful piece. And that was his first time here on Friday Inspired. Y'all, thank y'all so for all the love, because when I tell you, God has gifted all of us in so many ways, and you never know the gift that it's in the package. You look at a person, and be like, they don't look like they know anything about poetry. What are you supposed to look like? I don't look like I know anything about poetry, right? And I don't. But as God gives you things and you write them down, you're just obedient. As the obedient vessel, He'll use you however He sees fit, right? And so I'm gonna share a piece with you all from On Fire to Inspire. The actual book On Fire to Inspire. That's the name of the show. But the book was my first book that I did as an adult book. Um, and this piece is gonna be called Dare to Dream. So many people live their life merely existing. They never dream, set goals, or achieve anything. They're just there. I dare you to dream. Dream big. Let your mind open up to the vast possibilities. You are an awesome person. All you have to do is dream. Dream big. Dreaming big will take you to heights you never thought. The potential is limitless. I dare you to come out of your comfort zone and dream. And so, as we were getting prepared for the evening, I was like, "Well, Lord, there's a piece that I want to share, but I don't know which one." And so, Hetty said, just let it go. The things that have tried to hold you back, the people have tried to hold you back, let those things go. Let those things go and forgive. And then he told us that you're indestructible because God is with you. And then I'm reminding you that it's time for you to dream again. So all those things that have tried to keep you held hostage to your past, God says, no, no, not anymore. Your time is now to move forward into your now, into your present, and into your future. So it's time to dream again. It's time to live for real, right? That piece was called Dare to Dream. And so someone just needed that reminder that it's time to dream and that you have already been equipped for this. Dream again, yes. You've been equipped for this. You don't need the validation of anyone because God has already placed it on the inside of you. It's time for you to dream, right? Um, there is a big event going on this coming Saturday. I wanted to announce that it is 10 a.m. on Saturday at 10 a.m. Remnant Warriors Global will be hosting another prayer warriors conference. It will be at Innovation Point on 345 East Floyd Baker Boulevard, Gaffney, South Carolina. The doors will open at 9:45. The cost is $20 because they're going to be blessing some women in the area that are in need. So there is a cost for this one this time because they're going to be a blessing to some people in need. But if you are interested, Tamina, do you remember how they can get the site? I mean, get the tickets? Is it remnantglobal.com? But y'all go out. If you're in driving distance, y'all definitely want to get that. And I'm going to do one more piece for y'all. And it's called Pregnant with Purpose from the same book On Fire to Inspire. And this one is called Pregnant with Purpose. So here we go. So, men, you're pregnant with purpose too, okay? Here we go. Gestational period during pregnancy can be 9 to 10 months. Now, I can say 9 to 10 because y'all, I went 40 weeks of pregnancy, so I was pregnant for 10 months. Okay. Oh, you're driving, gotcha. Gestational period during pregnancy could be 9 to 10 months. How long have you been pregnant with your purpose? Has your due date passed? Are you now overdue? You must give birth to your purpose. It's not too late. It is your time. Don't delay. It's time to give birth to your purpose and your passion. And so the first one I told you was it's time to dream again, right? And so this last one, I just reminded you that you're pregnant with this thing. So dream again and let's give birth to some things. Let's do the things that's been on the inside of you to do, the things that you keep waking up and you can't shake it. You can't, it's time for you to do it. The time is now. So you go ahead and start writing in your journal, right? Start writing those things down. Because as you start writing them down, you're going to start seeing them manifest. It's time. Somebody's waiting on you. Just like Jeff told us. He said he's working on that book now. But Dr. Lorinda, and thank you so much for the connection, Queen. She connected us and she said, I encouraged him. It's time for you to write that book. And Dr. Lorinda, I don't know if you heard him. He said he's working on that book now. So thank you for that push. Sometimes we need that push. Sometimes we need someone being that purpose midwife to coach us on, right? Hmm. And we're going to do the chosen one. We're going to close out with the chosen one. And with the chosen one, if you're not driving, to many you're driving, so don't close your eyes. Everybody else, whether you're listening to the replay, listening live, or you're listening LinkedIn, however you're listening, great evening, everyone, as you're joining. I'm going to do the piece called The Chosen One for you. If you miss any of this, we will have the replay up on YouTube. It will be up on all of the platforms, but I want y'all to go and like and share and subscribe on our YouTube channel because we're growing that over there. But this piece is called The Chosen One. Before I started, if you missed any of this, you got to go back and listen to Heddi. If you missed any of this, you got to go back and listen to Jeff. Okay, y'all got to hear this because all of this just flowed tonight. It was not planned like this. It was just God's plan, right? So the piece is called The Chosen One. So for those of you who are not driving and you are in a place that you can do so, I want you to close your eyes. If you are driving, focus on your driving, but listen intently. And no longer do you hear my voice. You no longer hear the purpose midwife Aaliyah speaking to you. You now hear the Lord speaking directly to your spirit. And so for those of you who close your eyes, do that. And here we go. You are my chosen one. Yes, I'm talking about you. I love you so much that I chose you. You are an heir to my throne. You have so much in you that I want to bring forth. Speak life, live life, and make it happen. Why? Because you are my chosen one. Now, for those of you who have your eyes still closed, I want you to breathe in, and I'm going to count to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Go ahead and breathe out. Exhale slowly. Open your eyes and remember those messages tonight. That it's time to let some things go. That it's time to know that you're indestructible because God's got you. It's time to know that it's time to dream again. That you're pregnant with purpose. And finally, that you're the chosen one. You're chosen for this life that you have. You've been equipped, fully equipped. You need no validation because God has already given that to you. So tonight we're celebrating Poetry Night. I thank Heddi J for being a blessing to us tonight. I thank Jeff Dalton, aka the Traveling Poet, for being a blessing to us tonight. Thank you to each and every one of you for coming on in, and thank you to all of the shares. Thank you for all the comments. We love you guys. We'll see you same time, same place next week on Friday Inspire. I'm Aaliyah, your purple midwife. Love y'all.